Hello everyone, Blackhawks Vision. You can see here, this is ItaiKoasterFanatic's top 50 coasters he's ever ridden video. Now, he said that reactions were welcome, so I'm going to be doing today. And you can see, I'm repping the Coaster Kids. I'm not even sure if I got a good shot of that, but I am repping the Coaster Kids. This shirt did just come in, so I'm just wearing this for this reaction. And then I think I'm going to react to Hunters later on. So, we're going to go ahead and get into full screen here. Hit OK. However long this will take. Alright, there we go. Alright, let's go ahead and get started. My top 50 coasters I've ever ridden, July 2019. Here we go. Alright, intro. I've been on his Discord the past couple days.
What is going on, guys? I'm Itai, and welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I'm going to be ranking my top 50 coasters I've ever ridden. And I've ridden over
those are all RMCs
so I'm just going to break it down
that he has on there. Those are all RMCs. Lightning Rod, Twisted Cyclone, Twisted Timbers, and Steel Vengeance. I have a feeling those are all going to be on the list. Or at least Steel Vengeance and Lightning Rod. I have a feeling that those are all going to be on the list. Here we go. Number 50. Here we go. I'm nervous. These are my opinions, so you are warned. Okay, so let's see how many of these I rage over. Here we go. Mad Mouse! Yeah, I've heard that one. I've heard Mad Mouse is like really sketchy, and I'm like, wow, it's really that fun? Mad Mouse is really that fun? Wow. I bet. Gemini, okay, that's a good ride. Gemini's a good ride, okay. That's a good one. Loch Ness. That's a classic. That's another one I really want. It's not on my bucket list, but that's a good pick, Itai. Well done. Grizzly! Grizzly! Already I have a pick I don't like. I've heard Grizzly is such a horrible ride. Oh my gosh. I mean, it is his opinion, but wow. Cheetah Hunt, okay, good spot for it, especially with like Steel Vengeance and some of the other ones. That's a straight section. Alright, advancing on. Lost Coaster, huh? Okay. I mean, that's a weird one too, because the carts, so you have the trains that are, you got one car. There are 4 seats, right? And they're facing each other. So you got one set, you got a couple people that are facing backwards, the other one that are facing forwards. You have 2 of those. So it's a very interesting coaster, that's for sure. It's nice airtime right there, I would think. Banshee, I mean, I've heard that one has gotten so rattly. That's stuff that I've heard at least. I've heard it's gotten pretty freaking rough. Advancing. Next one. Batman the Ride over Banshee, huh? Okay. Batman at Six Flags over Georgia. Alright, moving on. Wicked Twister. I haven't been on that one. I didn't get to ride it on my visit. I didn't put it on the list of my priorities. It's very similar to Vertical Velocity at Great America. Intimidator. Okay. I mean, I've heard that one's a good ride, but people joke it to be called Intimidator because it has so many trim brakes. That's a good spot for it, I guess. Shikra. I mean, I've heard that's a good ride. I don't even know what Itai's home park is, so I can't even. Tennessee Tornado. I wasn't really expecting to see that on the list, but okay. It has huge inversions instead of the really tight ones that most aero loopers have. Dominator. You know, most of these picks I really don't mind. I mean, these are all good spots. Like Dominator's a good ride. The Incredible Hulk. Okay. That's another good one. Logan was disappointed when he wrote it, so. Kraken Unleashed. I've heard this one's probably the best floorless coaster out there. Floorless. It used to just be called Kraken up until 2017, I think. Next. Tigress. I've heard that one's awesome. Hunter likes it. Itai likes it. I've heard Tigress is a great ride. But I think Itai has missed out on most of the Skyrocket 2s. White Lightning. I was expecting to see that one. I've heard that one's a good ride despite its size. It's small, but I've heard it's awesome. It's not on my bucket list of coasters. Hollywood Rip Ride Rockets. Oh, God. And, by the way, Itai, it's called Universal Studios Florida. Thank you. You're welcome. Goliath. That's another one I was expecting to see. You see Twisted Cyclone to your right there? Ah, trim brakes. Diamondback. I don't know how Diamondback is better than Goliath, but I guess I'll leave it at that. By the way, you're not supposed to have a capital B. Another Batman clone. So I guess you like the Batman clones. I've been on the one at Great America. It's pretty intense. Raptor. Yep, I like that. I do think it's better than Batman the Ride. Even though Batman's more intense in my opinion. That's an underrated coaster right there. That is an underrated coaster. Even though I do feel like it's a little too high. I do feel like Viper's a tad too high. I feel like it could be like 5 or 6 spots lower. I feel like if you put in like the 40s or the 30s, it'll be good. But alright, 28's good enough for Viper. That's a good one. Thunderhead. I was expecting to see Thunderhead. Thunderhead. I like this pick. I've heard Thunderhead's a pretty good ride. Wait, a straight track on GCI? Hardly ever see those. Manta! Oh. Alright. Dropped my phone. Sorry about that. Woohoo! I've heard Manta's a really good flyer, so I've only been on the Superman clone at Great America, so yeah. The Beast! Legendary wooden coaster. I do think it's I think it's a good spot. Mindbender. I've heard those vertical loops are pretty freaking intense. I do think it's a little too high. Millennium Force, yes! One of my favorites at Cedar Point. And actually, it's my number 2 coaster overall, only behind Steel Vengeance. Chinese Fireball, part of the Dragon Challenge. Unfortunately, it is defunct. A straight track. Apollo's Chariot. I can see why you put it over Chinese Fireball. Okay. Mystic Timbers. 100th coaster for Itai right there. He'll probably like that I said that. 100th coaster. Afterburn. Good spot for Afterburn. I feel like it could be a little bit higher, but I guess that's alright. I've heard Afterburn's a really good invert. A Plengeist. Applengeist? Applengeist. He probably won't like me for doing that, but Alpengeist, I mean, I've heard Alpengeist is a good ride, but I feel like it should be a little bit lower. I feel like it should be like 22 or 20. I feel like it should just be behind Afterburn. Magnum. Yep, that's the newly released POV of Magnum. That's a good one. One of my favorites too. It's in the top 5 for me. Unfortunately, I've fallen victim to have only ridden 34 coasters, so I can't really comment on a ton of these. Bontu. Alright, I've heard that one's a really good invert too. I've heard it's one of the best among like Afterburn and Raptor and not Banshee. Kumba! That's 2 straight coasters at Busch Gardens, Tampa. Alright, next. Mako at SeaWorld Orlando. I feel like this could be a little bit higher. And I think Kumba could as well, but I think Mako could be a little bit higher. So could like Goliath. Cyclops! Holy crap! I was not expecting to see Cyclops on here. That's one I didn't expect. Alright, moving on. I think Hades 360 is going to be on here too. Oh, there's Zeus. Zeus is a good one too. There's Hades. You saw it. Yep. Zeus is a good one. I feel like it should be a little lower. So should Cyclops, but yeah. Yes, there's Goliath. There's Goliath. That's a good one. I feel like it could be a little lower, but I don't know. Goliath, that's a good ride. I don't know. Alright. Twisted Cyclone. Airtime Thrills put Goliath over Twisted Cyclone, but that's a good spot for Twisted Cyclone to be a number 10. Alright. This is where we're going to start seeing all the RMCs, I think. There's Cornball Express. They marathoned that one like 30 times in one day, I believe. That's Hoosier Hurricane, I think, right there. Or is that part of Cornball? Oh no, I think that is Hoosier Hurricane. There's Hades 360. I was expecting to see it on the list. That one is super aggressive though, so I think it should be a tad lower, but that's alright. It goes underground twice in the same tunnel. Maverick. Alright. I think it's a good spot. I can't really comment on a lot of these because I've fallen victim to not riding 95% of these coasters. Next, Twisted Timbers. Alright. Should be, I feel like that's a good spot for it. It has a couple twisted airtime bunny hills there. Those are all the camelbacks. It has 3 of those in a row. Fury 325. I was expecting to see it, but that's a good one. That's a good spot for Fury. I feel like it could be a couple spots higher though. There's the on-ride photo. Next, Top Thrill Dragster. Okay, I feel like that's a good pick, but I think it's a little. I think you put it a little too high. Put it a little too high. That's my opinion, though. Top 3. Here we go. Number 3. What's number 3? Lightning Rod. It's the only launch wooden coaster in the world. I guess we'll get a full POV, I think. That's the big drop right there. And rough. I've heard even Lightning Rod is rough. I think this is a good spot for it, considering Steel Vengeance, and I don't know what's at number 2. It's either gonna be Voyage or El Toro. I don't know if he's been on the Voyage. I don't think he's been on El Toro. Here's a little bunny hill at the very end, and then an overbank turn into the brake run. Unfortunately, Lightning Rod can have a lot of downtime. It is down a lot. Number 2. Where's Steel Vengeance? Intimidator 305! Holy crap, there's Intimidator! I haven't been on this one either. This one's number 28 on my bucket list. It's up there. Here come the extreme transitions. The same can't be said for Steel Vengeance, which I'm pretty sure is going to be next. And there's that Shrimp. You can see Racer 75 over there. Yeah. And then Anaconda. You can see Volcano over there. Stop! There's Volcano down there. Is that it? Alright, we're done. And number 1, Steel Vengeance. Yes! Steel Vengeance, number 1. Cringe. We are the champions? Yes! One of my favorite songs by Queen. Steel Vengeance. I was expecting to see it at number 1. So really, I didn't rage over any of the picks. Because I thought they were all pretty good. Because I've heard they're all good rides. But I've been on Steel Vengeance, so it's not on my bucket list. drop off the mid-course break run. There's that insane 90-degree drop. Definitely an awesome ride. That's the little mini wave turn that it has. Steel Vengeance is everything that you want on a coaster. It has awesome banks turns, it has a lot of airtime and inversions, and that insane drop. There are the 6 airtime hills right in the end, and that's the end of the ride. Join the Coaster Fanatic squad. I'm already following you on Instagram, and I'm already following you, and I'm already subscribed on YouTube, and I'm on your Discord. We are the champions, my friend. Alright, that's it. Alright, that's it. So that was my reaction to ItaiKoasterFanatic's top 50 coasters he's ever ridden. Although I was, for the most part, quiet, I was okay with most of these picks. And it's bugging out. There we go. So, yeah. Where's Blue Streak? So, yeah, that's the end of the video. I would like to thank you all so much for watching. And I'll see you in the next one very, very soon.